Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is M1K3 and welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at what I've learned from the solo FNCS. A lot of you guys have probably noticed that I haven't uploaded as much as I used to. And that is simply because I've been focusing up on becoming as good of a player as I can possibly be. This channel is all about improvement, and I want to back up everything I say in my videos by simply proving that I am a somewhat good player. Why would you guys believe in me if I never place or qualify for events myself? In the coming days, I'm going to be uploading a lot of what I've learned these past 2 weeks, and hopefully you guys will find these videos enjoyable and informative. I'm going to do my very best to keep on practicing and becoming a better competitive player on the side, so I can consistently place top 100 in Fortnite events. With all of that being said, if we can reach 4,000 likes on today's video, I'll make sure to post a brand new video in 24 hours. Thank you guys so much for the continuous support. And let's go right into today's video. One question that I always get no matter what is, yo Marion, should I W key my first game in this tournament? And during the FNCS, I pretty much just said no. There is no need to W key in the opens because it's so easy to qualify for the semifinals that you don't need a 20 kill win. In addition to that, when you get a 20 bomb in the opens, you will get matched up against the professional players of your region. And I'm not saying that getting 10 points is really hard, but when you face the best players, you will often get W keyed, fought, and annoying things can happen to you and you can easily get triggered. And that is why I decided to go for an average of 7 to 8 points a game and just play consistently throughout my games, and it worked wonders. In this fight, however, I did take a little bit too long finishing up, and that was because I didn't really have good piece control. I didn't try to predict where my opponent was trying to go, and it actually ended up taking a ton of time. But luckily for me, this player wasn't too good at shooting, he was really good at building, but for some reason he couldn't shoot back. So what I decided to do was I tried to predict him a few times, but I didn't. And then when I actually got in this box right here, that's a bad play, just letting you know, because he could easily edit on me and win the fight. I did a terrible stare edit. And the stare edit I should have done is the one shown on screen right now. This is a super good stare edit that will allow you to win every single trade if you had decent aim, because your opponent can't see a lot of you, but you can see the entirety of your opponent's body. In the first very game, you don't really meet the best players in your region, and that is why I decided to go on the extreme uncongested side, as you can see right here. I am literally all alone, and this is a high risk, high reward. Getting server sprayed here is not uncommon, and if you do get server sprayed, you can just leave the game and go back to the lobby. Luckily, I knew the players weren't too good to cooperate to that extent, and I luckily got the side for free, and when the moving zone pulled up, I didn't do too bad considering the circumstances. My rotates this day was actually relatively clean. I spent a little bit too much mats here and there, and I boxed up quite often. And this is something you don't really want to do because boxing up takes a lot of mats. However, I always rotated on the dead side of zone, or at least tried to, and I felt like I did a pretty good job maintaining the dead side throughout the endgame. One of the main reasons I don't succeed in competitive play right now is because my endgame mechanics are so bad. Like, it is incredible how bad they are. Like, they might look decent on stream and video, but I literally have terrible endgame mechanics. I mess up edits, I can't piece control people, I can pretty much do nothing other than tarping and building my way into zone. So that is definitely something I have to work on in the coming days, and the way I'm trying to do that is by playing some customs. I'm not a fan of customs, but I'm playing the customs just to practice my endgame mechanics. I'm going to W key, I'm going to try getting piece control, and if I die, I die, but it doesn't really matter because you improve when you die as well. This rotation was pretty much flawless. As you guys can see, I'm rotating on the storm's edge, and I just swapped to wood. That is because I realized that nobody was looking at me, and when nobody's looking at you, you always want to use your wood. Your main goal is to try to keep as many hard mats as possible for the very late game. I'm talking about the third moving zone and the closing final zone. People will not mess with you if you are in a metal 1x1 in the very last zone. And that is why using wood is so incredibly good, and if you know how to position yourself correctly, it is actually not a problem using wood on the first and second moving zone. In this endgame, I only have 100 HP, and what I should have done right here was looked for more refreshes. I am standing looking at the wall like a complete idiot in half of this endgame. What am I doing? When you get as low on mats as I am in this endgame, you want to look for refreshes. And I don't think I realized that I had 100 mats here because I was going all in, speeding into the zone, building boxes and everything. And right here I was like, oh no, 20 mats. So I had bad mat awareness. What I should have done was look for an impact, possibly rotate it in someone's tarp. But I didn't and I got punished for it. Moving into the second game out of 7, you will realize that my rotates are starting to become better. However, what is not so great is my endgame eliminations. I'm not good at getting impacts, refreshes, endgame eliminations, whatever you want to call it. I am actually pretty bad at it. But my positioning is pretty darn good. As you guys can see, I am running during the first zone, and that is because not a lot of people really take time to look for refreshes, and very few people actually go down in the first moving. In the first moving, everybody has pads, crash pads and everything, and most people actually decide to use their utility and movement during the first one. So I capitalize on that and build as little as I possibly can. However, I did end up on about 400 mats when the first moving zone closed, so not the best, and I could have easily gotten a refresh if I just looked a bit harder and if I had better awareness over the endgame. So that is definitely something I have to improve. My endgame impacts are terrible, as well as my endgame mechanics. When going for impacts in an endgame, there is one mistake that most noobs and semi-pros make, and you will see that right now. So you guys can see I'm spraying at the wall, but I'm not going for the wall or exploding in. I'm hoping to get a lucky shot through. To minimize RNG, either go for the wall or place a ramp to actually phase through, explode in, place a cone, and get the elimination. Like, what am I doing? I'm not going to get lucky and get 3 shots through. I might be able to get 1, but that's not going to eliminate my opponent. So always in an endgame scenario, be calm enough to either go for the wall or exploit in. Right here, I'm behind an opponent, and I don't take my time to actually aim in on my opponent. I don't eliminate him because of it. And if I eliminated him, I would have probably gotten at least top 10. In game number 3, let's just say that it was my sister playing, because this was really embarrassing. I was streaming in front of 200 people, and yeah, my aim was off point, my mechanics were off point, my awareness was off point. And this just simply comes from not playing enough. Like, there's nothing else to be said about it. I should have eliminated this opponent, but I didn't because of all those bad things. I did get exploited in on. This man played well, so fair play to him. In game number 4, I get into a massive fight against 2 players, and this is how that turns out. As you guys can see, throughout the fight, my mechanics and aim is pretty off point, and I'll get back to you in just a few seconds talking about how I fight this other opponent. Idiots. When I see this other opponent coming, I should have just reset the fight. I should have went out of it and not taken that peek. I even heard him charge. And this is all about awareness. You gotta look at your opponent at all times, knowing what he's about to do and predicting his next very move. Look how fast I am at my decision making. What is really important when you're in the half and half zone is that you really early plan where you can actually go. And I knew from the very second this zone popped up that I could go to the right and get a free rotate through this house. It wasn't really that free because I got sniped, but it was a really, really good rotate. Take a look and let me know what you think in the comments below.
Sad, but it wasn't, I'm happy. a few. Not gonna get into too much trouble.
Right now, I go for height, and everybody and every coach and everything would have told you, you should never go for height in solos. And I'm here with 2 sloppers or slurpfishes, a launch pad, and 4 crash pads. Why would I not go for height? If the grenade launcher pops onto me and boosts me out to the zone, and I really love that, I could just pop a pad or 2 sloppers. Like, it's that easy. And that is why I go for height here. I wanted the eliminations, I wanted the free placement, and it actually worked pretty darn well.
Come on, bro. Oh, shit, I'm dog shit. I am dog shit. Have a plan.
Right here, I decide to go for height once again, but I don't connect to the builds and I do not hit my shot. I still challenge him because I see that he's not the best. Unfortunately, I don't get it and I decide to drop all the way to low ground. What I should have done was connected to the mid ground and maybe sat in a cone, went for a 50-50. But since I went to the low ground, I thought maybe the players were shambles. But unfortunately, I was wrong and this is not what I should have done. And it ended up costing me the game and the top 5 finish in this very game. Hopping into the last very game of this tournament qualifier, I thought, let me just be really confident and I know I can qualify. On EU, you needed 44 points and a victory royale to qualify for the semi-finals, and I thought, it's very doable. I only have 30 points, but hopping into this game, I'm gonna be more confident than everybody. I know I'm a better player, and that is exactly what I did. Additionally, I had about 1,000 viewers watching me at the time, and later in this very end game, the X2 twins started watching me, so 30,000 people were watching and following the vibes throughout this end game, and looking at me qualifying for the semifinals. It isn't that hard, and with a good mentality, I believe that everybody that wants to can qualify for the semifinals. And with that said, enjoy the end game and let me know what you think in the comments below.
Okay. I need a refresh. Nice. Max isn't on. Dropping a bit. Goes back. Gonna pop one. Thank God. Bro, can I get a kill? I'm dog shit, man. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. One shot. Whoa. On the best game! Woo! Let's go, man!
So to end of this video, we gotta ask ourselves the question, what have we learned from the solo FNCS? Well, I've learned that confidence is literally hacking. Like, if you have good confidence, you're gonna win fights, and I also need better aim and endgame mechanics. If I do get those 3 things improved, I can probably do way better in the coming events. My name is Marin, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed, and until tomorrow, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Goodbye.